We would like to thank the Downers Grove School District 58 administration for taking the time to view our evaluation plan. Please consider the value of evaluating the Read Naturally program as a reading intervention. Read Naturally is a reading intervention focusing on fluency, comprehension, and vocabulary. It provides individualized instruction at student levels as well as benchmarking and progress monitoring tools to monitor student growth. Read Naturally supports Common Core state standards, the RTI model, and Title I programs. The purpose for the evaluation is to determine whether this is an appropriate intervention to increase student comprehension and improve test scores.
As you can see through this logic model, most of our resources are already available to us. The hardware, instructors, built-in intervention time block, and space are already provided by our district. One of the only items included in our budget necessary for this evaluation is the continued purchase of the Read Naturally software. Through this evaluation, we are asking to use the already in place intervention block to assess whether this RTI program meets our evaluation purposes, to increase student comprehension, along with increase in fluency, and then see how students are interested and motivated with reading through the program. With students using the software daily, we will see immediate feedback on comprehension and fluency reading times each day for each student. In addition, the software provides us with progress monitoring reports. We are hoping that this dependable program will impact students in a positive way by increasing their comprehension and fluency, improve content-specific literary skills across their grade-level curriculum, and motivate their interest in reading. Many stakeholders hold important roles in this evaluation. We have developed this checklist to assess how each stakeholders group will be affected by the evaluation and how important each group is to the evaluation and the outcome. One of the most important stakeholders in this evaluation has to be the reading specialists. They are the heart of the reading program within a school building, and the input they have pertaining to the program Read Naturally is exponentially more valuable than any other stakeholder. They are the most knowledgeable about reading and what students need in an intervention to show growth and ultimately become more successful readers. Following closely behind has to be the school board and administration. Without their support on how to integrate interventions with reading and student growing with reading, there may be no funding for this type of program. Last but certainly not least are the teachers, parents, and students. Although they are ultimately responsible for the growth of the students in reading, teachers are the implementers of the program. They do not necessarily make decisions about what reading interventions become available, like the reading specialist and administration, and have no say in how funding is established or dispersed, like the school board. The purpose of this evaluation is just to determine whether the Read Naturally program is an effective intervention program for struggling readers. The specific areas which the evaluation will assess are reading fluency and comprehension. Currently, this program is being used as an intervention for struggling readers. The need for evaluation of the program will determine if this is an effective intervention to improve reading fluency, comprehension, phonemic awareness, vocabulary, and systematic spelling appropriate for the students. As of right now, there are a lot of features this program offers, but it needs to be determined whether or not the features are contributing to the improvement of reading fluency and comprehension. With the implementation of Common Core standards, it is also important for educators to understand how this intervention aligns with the standards to improve in specific reading areas. The evaluation will also help determine whether the individualized instruction option Read Naturally has appropriately challenges students based on their needs. Additionally, the evaluation will determine whether benchmarking and progress monitoring tools accurately measure the growth of the student over time and if the pace is adequate to maintain continuous growth over time. Our driving questions. We will determine the effect of reading naturally by focusing on these two driving questions. How is this program changing the way students are reading and comprehending? And how is this program motivating students to increase the desire to read and be successful with reading? To be able to draw conclusions concerning these issues, we will analyze student test scores and student progress monitoring data. In addition, we will hold focus groups of students and instructors on how students and instructors think the program motivated them to be successful. Each focus group will be led during the already scheduled intervention block and be administered by the reading specialist. Finally, surveys will be given to students, instructors, and parents to get feedback on how motivated students may have become through the use of this program and how effective they feel the program may be.
The timeline for our evaluation plan begins in September. It's a 12-month plan to determine whether the reading intervention is appropriate for the following year. The first 2 months is to develop measures of evaluating. During this time, students are assessed to determine the needs for the intervention. During the 3rd, 6th, and 9th month, the focus groups and surveys will be conducted to assess how the program is going for our stakeholders. That data will then be reviewed the following months and be transcribed for the final evaluation. Throughout the school year, teacher observation and progress monitoring will be completed and used within the final evaluation to determine whether suitable growth is being made. The data gathered from all the areas is reviewed and transcribed throughout the process. Within the final stages, the evaluation team meets to report the final findings. The final report uses the data, surveys, focus group transcripts to present the findings to administrators and the school board. Finally, during the 12th month, the final findings of the evaluation will be determined. The personnel budget for our evaluation plan is $0 because the personnel required to complete the evaluation are already employed by the district. The direct costs are $1,500 for a half-day training from the Read Naturally team for reading specialists and administrations, including travel expenses. The software itself is $1,000 for district purchase. The curriculum for the school at 13 levels, $139 each, for a total of $1,807 altogether. The total evaluation cost is $4,807. Thank you for considering our evaluation plan. We are confident it will benefit your school district and students.